All right, scholars, here we are again. We're still practicing finding our evidence, and today we're going to be working on a fictional story. So the word fiction means that it is not true. It has not happened in real life, but it could. Okay, so we have different types of fictional stories. In this case today, this story could happen in real life, but in this case, it's just made up. Okay, so let's review our questions that we're going to be focusing on today. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because if you're doing this activity, that means you did really well in the nonfiction one. Okay, so let's just remember these types of questions. If I say when, if the question is asking when, it is asking for a location. Or sorry, no, that's incorrect. If I say when, it's asking for a date, a time, some sort of morning, evening, afternoon type thing. Okay. If I say where, is asking you for a location, for a place. If the question says who, is asking you for a person, or in this case, it'll be a character. The question what, it's typically a right there answer, and you should be able to go back to your story and find it. And lastly is the question why. Okay, so why did something happen? That would mean you would need to think about your story, think about the characters, the problem, and ask yourself, why would something happen? Sometimes it will tell you, but sometimes you have to think about it. And then the last question is how. Okay, very similar to a why question. You have to kind of think about it. So again, we have our 5: who, what, when, where, why, and then we have the question how. So you should have this paper in your folder. It says Mad About Basketball. So I want you to open up your ELA folder and pull this paper out and make sure you write your name. So if you need to pause the video, go ahead and do that real quickly. The next thing we're going to do is grab our highlighter and we are going to highlight the title. The title of this story is called Mad About Basketball. Okay? So what we're going to do together is Ms. Esther's going to read this story to you, and then we're going to talk about our questions. So here we go. If you have the paper in front of you, which you should, I need you to follow along with your finger as we read. It says, Joey stood outside his garage. Dribble, dribble, swish. Dribble, dribble, swish. Dribble, dribble, swish. Joey threw 3 more shots, making them all. The state basketball tournament in Indianapolis was at the end of March, and he was practicing free throws to make sure he was ready. Last year, his team only made it to the Sweet 16, but he wanted to go further. 3 weeks later, Joey raced down the court. The game was tied. With only 10 seconds left, a teammate passed the ball to Joey. As he reached to shoot, a defensive player shoved him. The referee blew the whistle. Foul, the referee called, pointing to the free throw line. Joey's heart started to pound. He glanced at the scoreboard to see that there were only 6 seconds left, so his free throw could win them the game. The coach clapped and hollered, "Come on, Joe!" Joey took a deep breath. I can do this, he thought. Dribble, dribble, swish, he sighed, relieved, and ran down the court. The other team tried a last-minute shot, but the ball teetered off the rim. At the buzzer, Joey's team erupted. They were going to the Final Four. So now what I want you to do real quick is take a second and I want you to reread this story. If you're struggling with it, okay, you're going to rewind the video, okay, so you can hear Miss Esther read it again. But I want you to pause this video, okay, and you're going to read the story on your own. So go ahead and pause it, reread the story, or if you need help, rewind the video and listen to Miss Esther read it again. And then we're going to talk about the questions. All right, so with your highlighter, let's go ahead and highlight these first words. Who cheered for Joey before he shot? What automatopoeia did the author use? So I'm going to give you a little hint about this one. An automatopoeia is like when the author uses sounds. Okay, so if I was like writing about a car and I go honk, honk, that would be an automatopoeia. So think about, let me just tell you, think about what he was doing when he was dribbling the ball. Dribble, 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 dribble. Okay, that's an automatopoeia. All right, let's go to the next one. Where? Where was the state tournament? Remember, location. Why was Joey practicing so much? how much time was left when Joey was fouled? And then the last one, when was the basketball tournament? Okay, so you're going to get your crayons out and you are going to highlight the sentences that would answer these questions. Make sure you pay attention to these questions so that you can make sure that what you're underlining is the right answer. When you're done with this paper, you're going to put it in the all done section of your folder, and Miss Esther will collect it later.